Hello, I'm the Lore Master, and thank you for staying tuned and being patient. I understand how important patience is, and I thank you for sticking with me this far. But I'm going to ask that you share this video and like and subscribe. I please ask that you show this to as many people as you know, and I hope they will like it and subscribe. My big goal by the end of the summer is to get to 100 subscribers, and I can't do it without all you fine people. So, with that in mind, let's continue. An Inventor and His Angel by the Lore Master, a retelling of Pygmalion and Galatia. Phil was leading his best friend Eric through his house into the basement, and "What is going on?" Eric said. "I will show you," said Phil, "if you just come on." "This better be good," Eric said to his friend as he followed him to the basement. "What do you want me to see?" "This," Phil said, pulling off the top and revealing a beautiful robot. "So what do you think?" Phil asked. Eric looked at it in amazement. He looked it up and down. "So this is what you've been working on for the past few months," Eric said, shocked. "Yes, I know. I have been working on this day and night," replied Phil. "Isn't she beautiful?" "Of course she is beautiful," Eric said. "This is the most beautiful robot I've ever seen. What does it do?" "What doesn't it do?" Phil asked, even more excited. "This is the perfect robot." "Yes," Eric said impatiently, "but what does it do?" "It can be a companion, a housekeeper, a nurse, or a technician. Anything that the person wants to by programming it. And it learns as it interacts with people," explained Phil. "A companion or anything else? Wow. I plan on making these things and selling them to poor countries because they don't have very many doctors. And these will be the best doctors around anywhere in the world. A person can also give them to their grandmother or grandfather to take care of them. And they can carry on conversations with them," Phil continued to explain. "But how are you going to sell these? It's a nice idea, but how are you going to get it up and running?" "Simple," Phil said. "All we have to do is enter the World's Fair competition. They are having a competition to see who can build the best robot, and the world's leading technology companies will be there. Imagine it. Once they see my invention, I will win and get the prize." "So what is the prize?" Eric asked. $1 million, and I will have the best technology companies in the world making my robots if they like the idea," answered Phil. "This is great," Phil said. "My chance to change the world. I can finally be like my heroes, Isaac Newton, Nikola Tesla, and Benjamin Franklin. Some of the best inventors in history, and I will be one among them." "Great," Eric said. "But what does this have to do with me?" "Everything," Phil said. "You want to be a famous, and you are very good with people. And I'm not very good with people. So you can be my spokesperson." "So you want me to be the guy who sells these things?" "Of course," Phil answered Phil. "You're already a salesman and made for the job. Imagine getting out of that dead-end job in the automobile dealership and becoming one of the greatest salesmen in history." "Yes, that would be great, but I have one question." "Does it work?" Eric asked. Stated Phil. "Does it work?" Eric asked again, rather impatiently. "Well," Phil said, running his hand through his hair. "A bad sign," thought Eric. He knew when Phil ran his hand through his hair whenever he was nervous or worried about something. It only took 2 seconds to put it together. "It doesn't work, does it?" Eric asked, looking at his friend. Phil sighed in defeat. "Not yet, but we still have a couple of weeks, so I'm sure I'll figure it out by that time." "Let me get this straight," Eric said. "You have been working on this thing for over 3 months, and you've made it beautiful. but you never start to check to see if the thing worked or not. This whole time I was working to make it pleasing to the eye, so the judges would like it. So I worked more on the aesthetic rather than making sure it worked, replied Phil. Alec stared at his friend, dumbfounded. So, he said, speaking slowly, we have at most 2 to 4 weeks to get this thing up and running. And you are going to work on the programming, right? Are you at least halfway completed with the programming? Phil looked at the floor and admitted he had just started working on the programming. Eric looked at Phil as if he had said the most stupid thing in the universe. You're just starting now? He asked, incredulously. Well, heck, Phil said defensively. I had to make it look good first, and it was very important to get it to look human. It has taken me all this time to get this far. Great, just great. You created the most beautiful robot ever made, and you didn't bother creating programming for it. I'm going to bet my livelihood on something we are not sure will even really work. Are you insane? Alec asked, throwing his hands up in the air, exasperated. Look, we still have time. I'm a whiz at programming. This is the easy part for me. And the hard part was making it look good. The programming should be easy. I can finish it in 2 weeks. Oh, really? Alex said. Good, because I'm not staking my reputation and getting laughed off stage because you created a robot that just looks good but doesn't do anything. Look, Phil said, putting his hands to his head. Just listen. I know I'm asking a lot of you. This is my dream. This is my chance. You believed in me this far, for this long, for as long as I can remember. I can go on stage, so if anything happens, it will be me who they blame, and you won't have anything to deal with it. Please just work for me, Alex sighed, and sat in the chair, sort of slumped. I must be crazy, he said. I'm in. Before Alec could say anything else, he got surprised with the biggest bear hug in human history. Phil was thanking him so fast it sounded like another language. Oh, what can I ever do to thank you? Let me breathe, Alec said. Oh, right. Phil let go and began taking in as much as he could. You know, Alec said, you make one heck of a football player. They both laughed at that, but then they stopped laughing. They realized what time it is. It's almost 12 o'clock. 12 already? Alex said, I got to get to bed. I've got an early shift tomorrow. Actually, it's today. Ha, that is so funny I forgot to laugh, Alex said, turning to leave. Thanks, Phil, no problem, said Alec. Just don't work yourself into a coma getting this done. Phil looked at the robot and smiled. He could barely contain... No, wait, sorry. I won't, Phil said. Phil looked at the robot and smiled. He could barely contain himself. Soon, he said, looking at the robot. You and I are going to change the world. You and I. Philbert Smith are going to be somebody. He looked out and shouted. You hear that, World? I'm going to be a somebody. Shouting so loud it made the neighbor's cars sound off. But he doesn't care. All he cared about was his invention. Dad put his name and his friend's name in the history books. He kissed the robot on his head. Good night, Angel, as he walked off smiling, as he knew he had a lot of work to do. He had to get ready for the show tomorrow, but it would be worth it. He stopped at the door of his basement and looked back at the robot, his beautiful robot. He turned off the light and walked into the house. He could almost have sworn he heard someone say goodnight, but he shrugged it off, went to bed smiling to himself. He was in love with his beautiful creation already. And that was Inventor and His Angel. I know it's been a long time coming, but you would not believe the struggle it was with the technical difficulties to get this thing out. But like I said, Like and subscribe and share this with as many people as you want. And so you can help your friend, the Lore Master, out. Thank you and good night.